This video will show you how to efficiently search for articles using subtopic keywords and search strings in the Web of Science databases. Please keep in mind that these resources are frequently updated, so the interface you see may not look exactly like this. However, it should still function in the same way. As of September 2025, Smart Search is the default search option for the Web of Science core collection. This search uses AI-based natural language processing to try to interpret your search beyond the exact terms you type and narrow down your results to only the most relevant. At the time of this recording, this AI-based Smart Search is only available when searching in the core collection, or when expanding your search to include all Web of Science databases. If you want to search in a different Web of Science database, for example, Biosis Previews, you will need to use the Advanced Search page to choose your database. You will also need to use the Advanced Search page if you want to search in the core collection without using Smart Search. The Advanced Search page will allow you to have more control over your search. If you are not finding good articles through the Smart Search, or if you just don't want to use the Smart Search, try the Advanced Search. It does require you to be able to use Boolean operators, so if you're not familiar with Booleans, please check the video description for a link to the How to Search playlist that I created to learn how to break your research question down into searchable subtopics and keywords. When searching subtopic keyword groups in the Advanced Search, my recommendation is to search each of your subtopics separately so you have an easier time combining them later on to find relevant research that may cover different aspects of your research question. For this example, I'm going to use the research question, what factors influence vagrancy in migratory songbirds? This can be broken down into vagrancy, migration, and songbirds. I'm going to take each of these subtopics and the keywords I generated for them, and I'm going to toss them into this first search box using Boolean operators to separate them. Let's start with vagrancy. Since these are related terms, and I want to make sure I find articles that mention any of them, I'm going to separate them using or, as shown. Vagrancy, or, vagrant, or, accidental. Before I run the search, I want to pick the fields I want the database to search in. Clicking the drop-down menu here will show you all the different fields you can search, along with explanations for what they are. For this, I want to use a topic search. This will limit my searching to the article title, the abstract, and any keywords attached to the article by either the author or Web of Science. Now I'm ready to run the search, but I'm not going to start looking through the results just yet. I'm instead going to go back to my Advanced Search and start over with my next subtopic. The database will remember my search history and I can come back to my searches when I am ready. My next topic is migration, so I'm going to do the same thing I did before, toss all my related terms in and separate them using OR. I'll run the search, and I'll set the results aside just like before, and now I'm going to repeat this process for my last subtopic, like so. Once all my subtopic searching is done, it's time to start combining them. Back on the Advanced Search page, I want to look just above the search box and click on Query Builder. You will see some additional search boxes here, but below that is where you will want to look for your search history, called Session Queries in Web of Science. Each search that has been run in the Advanced Search during the current browser session will be listed here in reverse order, along with links back to the results they returned. Now you're ready to start combining. The checkboxes next to the search numbers will let you select the searches you want to combine, and once you've selected at least two, you will be able to combine the sets. Here is where the Boolean operator AND is useful. I recommend selecting different combinations of subtopics and combining them with AND to see how they interact with each other in the literature. You don't necessarily want to start by combining all of your search strings, as that will only return those papers that talk about exactly what you're researching. This is a great way to see if anyone else has done this research, but it's normally not a great way to find background information and evidence pertaining to different aspects of your topic. Once you've combined your strings in different ways, you're ready to start looking through the results to find articles relevant to your topic, and this is what you will see. The left side of the page has different filters you can use to further narrow down your results, including a potentially really useful one for review article. You can use this to either refine your results to only show review articles, or go the other way and exclude review articles from your results. This can be very useful, depending on the type of research you're looking for, but be careful because some reviews are not properly tagged and may slip through. For each article in your results, you should see title, author, publication date, journal, and abstract. You can use the Find It button here to get to the full text or to submit an interlibrary loan request for the material. Or, if the article is open access and freely available, you should see a free full text from publisher link that will also allow you to get to the full text. Finally, on the right side of the page, you will see what is called the citation network. The citations number will link to those articles that have cited this paper in the reference list, and the references number will link to those articles that were cited in this paper's reference list. You can use these citations and references to easily expand your search and find lots of other potentially relevant articles. If you run into problems or have questions as you are searching, please reach out to your subject librarian.